Today's Sunshine Note is titled, Pink Canoes and the Promised Land. I know what they are disposed to do, even before I bring them into the land I promised them on oath. Deuteronomy 31:21. One of the best camp pranks I ever played was painting all the canoes pink. One of the staff members had gone out earlier that afternoon and purchased giant jugs of pink paint on the cheap, and we'd hidden them until our secretly arranged 2 a.m. meeting. Silently, one by one, a whole group of us sneaked out of our cabin and met at the waterfront. Dressed in old overalls and armed with paintbrushes, we painted canoe after canoe a bright, hideous pink. The prank was aimed at the waterfront director, who was the local villain of the camp that year and who also, incidentally, hated the color pink. We couldn't wait until morning, when she would find the canoes and be appalled. As we snuck back to our cabins a few hours later, the job completed, each of us vowed that we would never admit to being part of the prank. The next morning, the camp pastor approached me and asked me if I'd been involved in painting the canoes pink. I acted dumb, fake shock. For weeks, he continued to ask me if I knew anything about it, but I continued to play dumb. Finally, on the last day of camp, as we were all packing up and saying our goodbyes, the pastor found me. You realize I knew the whole time that you were involved in the canoe painting, right? Once again, I began to protest, but he stopped me by touching a small spot on the bottom of my overalls, pink paint. I had been wearing the overalls for weeks, unaware that I had dripped paint on them. Laughing, he explained that he had actually been the one who had purchased the paint for us. The whole time, he'd been in on the prank. I'd been denying it for weeks, but he had known about the prank before we had even done it. God also knew what the Israelites would do before they did it. Though they had promised to keep all his commandments, he knew they would turn away from him in the end. But he cared for them anyway. He gave them the promised land, protected them, and fought for them, and when they left him, he pleaded with them to repent. He never gave up on them. And God is the same today. He already knows what you are going to do before you do it. He knows what you love and what you hate. He knows your struggles and the decisions you will make. But no matter what you do or don't do, He's not going to give up on you. May God bless you today.